Hello, good morning, happy Thursday. Almost done with the week. Almost through there. Hope you're all doing great. I've got my tea. I've sort of on time. I'm a little bit late. Sorry about that. But we finished the U project yesterday, which allows me to switch on to this next one a little bit earlier than I expected. Hello, Dottie. How are you doing today? So today's this is gonna be a little bit different and also not different. I don't know. And congrats to the code crafters. Thank you. Yeah, so they reached out to me a short while ago, and I told them that I probably wouldn't be able to do anything with them until January because I was expecting to be working on the Axum course, but then that entire thing updated and it got thrown into sort of chaos. So I wanted to do the two things with Axum and U first, and then we moved on to this, and it sort of snuck up on me how fast things are going. I kind of forgot to send them an email saying, hey, I'm doing this, but they told me I could just do it anytime. So I'm just doing it now, and I'll send them an email earlier. I did tweet at them this morning. So there's that. I've clicked all the official, like, you know, this is a paid promotion. Well, paid is not right. This is a promotion stream. They are not. Okay, so it's a partnered stream. That's what it is. So they have like a full disclosure. They have given me a lifetime subscription to Code Crafters for free. So that way I can just basically come in here and play around with it. I asked them if there were any sort of like embargoes or anything else, and they told me no. That I could just do whatever I wanted to, and they actually showed me John Gangset's video, which I had already, you know, seen a bit of, which is one of the, and just showed me like, hey, just do that, like go through one of the courses. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Now, when they showed this to me and I logged in, I'm like, we'll see what it's like, and then I saw build your own Git, and after one of my ex-coworkers told me that he went through a build your own Git exercise himself, and that he thought it was one of the best things that he's ever done. And I'm like, okay, now I want to do that. It's on my list to do. And so, okay, let's do that. And then after seeing, like, you know, that this worked out with John, like that the project seems to be okay. I went through and did a few stages of HTTP server just to sort of feel how, you know, how it is. Best and hardest, possibly, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Like there are things you can do in here to sort of look at other people's code and sort of like see how that goes. We're gonna take our time to do it, and so also, if I need to, I'll just pull in my friend to help out as well. But the idea here is with the partnered stream, if you like what you see, and apparently they have one of the courses available for free right now, then you can go ahead and sign up with a link. I have it in the description for YouTube, and then over here on Twitch I have a command, Code Crafters, that shows a link that you can use to purchase it. And I believe, I can't remember if you have to pay when you sign up or not, because I never got that chance. I got the VIP before I signed up. Rishab, hello, how are you doing today? Just know that if you do use this link for in perpetuity, apparently, it does support me on the stream, and they do seem to have a fairly decent of the like the affiliate style link sharing. So I'm pretty happy about that. That being said, I figure we're going to go through some hard stuff ourselves, and then you can sort of like see how that is. And if you like what you see, then go and do that. I wouldn't necessarily ask that anybody goes and like just buys blindly without actually checking things out. So now I wanted to take a look at Git. Is there any of these things that anybody else would really want to see? before we begin. This is also going to be a multiple stream thing. I plan on going as far as I can with Git. So this is probably going to be like multiple days that we're doing this. All the normal other stream sort of restrictions that I have of like time still apply, unfortunately. I can't just do this all day. All right. Well, in that case, let's jump in. So they have a cool, interesting system for this. All right, so build your own Git. So learn about Git objects, plumbing commands, and more. In this challenge, you'll build a Git implementation that can initialize a repository, create commits, and clone a public repository from GitHub. Along the way, you'll learn about the .git directory, Git objects, blobs, commits, trees, etc., pack files, Git's transfer protocols, and much, much more. Okay, so first of all, very easy. Initialize the Git directory. Well, that seems right. In this stage, you'll implement the git init command. You'll initialize a Git repository by creating a .git directory and some files inside of it. And then there is, oh, I guess there's just a bunch of, that's all the stages that we'll be doing. So we're going to start with this one. Let's go. In this challenge, you'll build a Git implementation that can initialize, okay, we already talked about that. Pre-challenge assessment. Okay, so which language would you like to use? We are going to go with Rust. It does look like they have, let's see, C++, Go, Haskell. That's interesting. Java, JavaScript, Python, Ruby, and you can request others. Language proficiency. How would you describe your experience level with Rust? So, I mean, I would probably say that I'm more intermediate. I don't know if I would self-describe as advanced. There's certainly like a lot of advanced parts of it that I haven't touched. You don't see pricing on their website. Okay, let's go see if I can find it. I do remember seeing it at some point in time. I wonder if I need... Probably need to be logged out for that. Pricing. So here is their pricing. Pete's, hello. How are you doing today? Is this my job, streaming dev? I mean, it's part of my job. I guess I have two jobs. So I do have a day job that I go to, and that's the reason why I have to split my day into two, and I do 2 streams a day. So by my day job pays, you know, actually just pays a lot more. This is right now I'm slowly turning it into a job where I can make courses and sell them. And then streaming is, I guess, part of that. So yes, with a question mark at the end. Also, hello, how are you doing today? Dottie, does this help with the pricing? You can use it working on some AI RAG type stuff today. Nice. Oh, interesting. Also, why did AutoMod catch that? Allow that. Oh my gosh. That is so... I'm so sorry, Dottie. Okay. AutoMod caught that. I allowed it. And then Nightbot caught it and said, no. Hold on, I just re-put in your message, what you put in. Yeah, so it apparently redirected you from www.codecrafters to app.codecrafters. Interesting. Nix, hello. JJ, my JJ. How are you doing today? What teaching platform do I use? My own. I actually created my own LMS, and so that's what this is here. I have one course on it right now, which is the SQLX Rust. Have I seen Martin Vaughn? No, I don't think I have. I will add that to my list. All right, let's see, where were we? We were in build our own Gits. We're gonna go resume building. All right, so let's see. Oh, DVCS and Rust Git compatible. Okay, interesting. What is an LMS? Oh, an LMS is a learning management system. So anytime you take a course, like this, for example, is an LMS. The reason I'm asking is I have a full stack 4x3 hour workshop course that I've been teaching as well. Nice, excellent. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. I like to control the way, like there's still a lot of features to add in. It's still very new. But I like to control and like add in and have a focus on teaching as opposed to selling. And that's the big sort of difference here. For a while, like I felt I needed my own. Okay, so free challenge assessment. Okay, so practice cadence. We are going to do every day, as long as we don't count the week ends. I'm going to be doing this every weekday morning with all of you for about an hour and a half. This is going to be basically our warm-up before work, before my day job. Accountability. Would you like us to email you occasional friendly nudges to help you stay accountable? Sure. Just so I can see what those are. I actually said no when I went through and did a few of the things for the HTTP server because I didn't want to finish that one and then start getting like nags. You hope to one day be able to get rid of the day job yourself by teaching? Yeah, that's the plan for me. I'm getting closer and closer to that. Although part of that is that I'm like part-time at work right now. So I'm doing that way, and then my wife has a decent job, so I'm very privileged in that sense. So it's really that she's paying for me to do this. All right, so repository setup. We've started a repository with some Rust code for you. So this is an absolute, like you can't just start from scratch. Notice here that it's actually from get.codecrafters.com. So I will actually, let's do this and then I'll show you what's going on. So this is code, let's see what, build your own Git. Oh, it actually CD'd me into there. Okay, I didn't even notice that. And then push an empty commit. So we'll just go to that, do that. It's a git commit, allow empty with a message test and push it to master. So that's pretty cool that we get that. So this is the way that they do their instant feedback, or at least as instant as possible with this. This seems to be like the really cool way they give you they assess whether or not you've done the thing and that you're good to go. The way they control this is that we're not using GitHub for this. We're using a self-hosted Git server on their system. And that way they can have some scripts and some other things running over there that basically just tells you what's going on. It's actually really cool. Blah, hello. How are you doing today? All right, so initialize. Okay, now we get to work on to stage 1. So CodeCrafter runs tests when you do a git push. You should, okay, yeah. So we have this stream failed. over here. So it's basically saying, hey, it expected the Git directory to be created. Once you implement the stage, you'll pass the test. So as far as I can tell, this is a automated version of the hostile developer pattern. That's a sort of code exercise that I did with students back when I was teaching. The idea would be that you pair off and you do a TDD style. We have a tester and you have the hostile developer who just builds the bare minimum to pass things. And then the test should get you going to where you want to get to. Because then it should get to the point where like in a good chess game, you don't have a choice. Like you have to make some moves because you're trapped in some way. So they're trapping us into forcing to learn. It's I don't know. That may not be a good analogy, but that's the idea here. Okay, your task. In this stage, you'll implement the git init command. This command initializes a repository by creating a .git directory and some files inside of it. You can read more about what's inside the .git folder here. So let's open that up. For the purpose of this challenge, you only need to create the bare minimum required for Git to function properly. Okay, so we basically need a .git folder. We need an objects folder with nothing in it. We need a refs folder with nothing in it. We need a head, which is just a file that should contain that string. Since this is your first stage, we've included commented code to pass this stage in your repository. So they've basically given us the code for this, and it's already in main. So if we switch back over to here, here this is. So, okay, we're using standard environment. So I believe after this, we won't need this anymore. So we're using standard env, standard fs. Bimero, hello, how are you doing today? We have our main function. We can use print line statements and they will show up. I guess I lost the, I opened up the editor so we don't see the code anymore, but it'll show up when we push our code, and when it tests, it'll also show up our these standard outs. I know, fun. It's again, sort of like what I said in my afternoon streams where we're doing evolutionary coding. Fun for me is like maybe slightly different than what most other people would consider fun. No copilot on this. No copilot. Just straight up code. I've not really had good good results with Copilot, but I haven't tried it since it was officially released, so it's probably gotten a lot better. Okay, uncomment this block to pass the first test. Let's uncomment this, and then let's that's delete, and then let's like walk through this and take a look at what it's going to do. So we're going to create okay, a list of args, which is going to collect from the environment. So if the args one is init, okay, so we're basically making a CLI app, right? Which is Git, right? So we're saying like, okay, if it's Git init, so if the first arg is init, then we want to create a directory Git, create a directory Git objects, create a directory Git refs. We want to create this file, and write just literally refs head master to it with a new line. All of these have unwrapped, so they don't handle any errors whatsoever. It would just crash. So that's not really great. We print out initialize the Git directory, and otherwise we sell you unknown command. Okay, so I should be able to test this. So if I save you, let's create a what is it? Let's create a window down here, and we'll just do. I guess I'm already in a Git. I'm in the Git thing here, so this would reinitialize it and probably break it if I actually ran it here. So let's go ahead and cargo build this. Now it is running this in a local directory, which Git does right now. So that kind of makes sense. I want to maybe let's bring something over here. This is only slightly behind me. Let's go to, just gonna go to my desktop. Let's create a new directory called like plain with Git. I need to copy in, what is this? This is gonna be code, Brooks builds, code crafters, target, debug, get started Rust, bring that here. And so I can just use this, right? So I should be able to just do get started Rust. And if I don't hand it that, oh, it doesn't like that at all because it panicked at line 10. Probably because I don't have any arguments. If I do a init, there, it initialize. Okay, it thinks Git thinks I've initialized a Git directory, and there we go. We have this .git folder here. Ooh, LT doesn't show me the dot files. That's too bad. There, that works. So we have the head, we have the objects, and we have the refs. So perfect. Okay, so what we can do is we can git commit. We are going to say creating the message. I don't believe actually matters what this is. So okay, git commit. I am creating a Git directory. Okay, running testing your code base. Compilation successful. Test passed. Excellent. So that's good. It works. Back to here. Oh, you don't. Okay, so you haven't used Copilot much either, but it writes tests pretty well. Oh, I've never used Copilot to try to write tests. That would be interesting. To sort of like try to get it as a more of like a testing, like QA Copilot. Let's see. Well, you don't really like Rust and Copilot. It does better for me on JS plus Python. It probably has more training on that. That's probably why. And you don't need it for help on those too. So yeah, that's the thing. RJ, hello. How are you doing today? How do you get that smooth looking LT command? Oh yeah, LT. So no, that's somewhere in here. We have a, here it is. I am using erd. So this is the exact command that I'm doing. I'm using the backticks as if like this takes that into account, but that's the command I'm using. You do need to have erd installed on your system. And I heard that the creator of erd is making this big, huge update, changing things around a lot. So, wait, is that erd or it might be Exa that they're doing a big update? I don't remember anymore. Well, ooh. Maybe not. Anyways, I like it. Exa, which is what you use, is also a good alternative. Yeah, I use both Exa and erd together. They're really good, like a lot of these tools, and then you just alias them into just your normal commands and you don't have to change anything, and it just works but better. Okay. All right, so we got this. We got step one. We're good, right? It's gonna get a little bit harder. All right, so if you come back to here, it actually tells me we've completed this. We've everything works. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next stage. Now they had sent us to this folder, which is from getready.com. To teach with this. So I'm a huge fan of this style of education where they tell you, like, they send you to external resources and just have you learn there, and then you come back to them for, like, you know, continuing on. So like they act as a hub, and then they just show you a curated list of like learning materials. I'm a really big fan of that. You thought Exa stopped getting updates? Did it? I thought it was being updated. I thought it was going to be updated soon, but I could be wrong. Also, Le Clown Foo, how are you doing today? Okay, next up, read a blob object. Your task. In this challenge, we'll deal with 3 get objects: blobs, trees, commits. Let's start with blobs, which represent files, binary data to be precise. Okay. So, binary stuff. In this stage, you'll read a blob from your Git repository by fetching its contents from the Git objects directory. So we fetch first. You'll do this by using the first of multiple plumbing commands we'll encounter in this challenge. So the git cat file. Your program will be called like so. Okay, so we'll do this -p blob sha. So I don't know if I've ever used a p command. The other thing that I'm excited about this is like learning git stuff. I don't know if I opened that one either. Let's do that. Oh, I handed a sha? It is expected to print out the binary data that the blob contains. In many programming languages, the default print function, like format print line, will append a new line to the output. The output of cat file must not contain a new line at the end, so you might need to use a different function to print the output. Keep in mind that Git uses zlib to compress objects. You can use the flate to crate to read these compressed files. We've included it in the cargo.toml file, so it's already there for us. Oh, switch to Exa. Oh, so there's a fork of Exa, and now it's Exa. Okay. I am adding that to my list. My autocomplete changed the Exa to Exa, which is not helpful. Okay, that's saved along. Thank you for that. Okay, so how to pass this stage? Welcome to stage 2. Unlike stage 1, they don't give us any, code for this. You'll be writing your own. Don't worry, this stage should be pretty easy. Almost everyone who attempts it passes it. We recommend taking a look at the code examples tab. So they do have code examples, which I think is from other developers who have tried this. Okay, so then obviously we have to do the thing and then pass it. And then they have this Rust guide, which is in beta, which is generated by AI. So it may be highly inaccurate. I did not look at this for the HTTP one when I went through that on my own. Is the idea to decompress a given file? I think that it is, but let's find out. So they suggested, let's go back through this again. We're gonna start with blobs. Okay, so then we want to read a blob object. That decompress is probably right. So what does the p command do? So p, pretty print the contents of object based on its type. I'm kind of like curious, like what, that doesn't really help. This is from the actual Git SCM documentation. Let's see, there's plumbing and porcelain. This is from the Git SCM. Okay, so this is from the Git book. I think you have, okay, Git object, here we go. Do you have like a -p command here? Here it goes. If you examine your objects directory, you can see that now contains a file for that new content. This is how Git stores the content initially, as a single file per piece of content named the SHA-1 checksum of the content and its header. The subdirectory is named with the first 2 characters of the SHA-1, and a file name is the remaining 38 characters. Once you have content in your object database, you can examine that content with the git cat file command. Is that what they were having us do? Git cat file? Yeah, cat file. This command is sort of a Swiss Army knife for inspecting Git objects. Passing -p to cat file instructs the command to first figure out the type of content, then display it appropriately. Okay, so I kind of want to try this like just normal Git just to understand what we're working with. So down here, I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen. So we just play with this. So we're in the code crafters one. Because I'm interested, if I go into Git and we go into objects, we have a bunch of these. Okay, so there's a bunch of directories with objects in here. I believe that these are what we would then pass in, right? And something like that. So I could do a git cat file -p and then u. Oh, okay, not that. So that's not how to use it. So add the path. Oh, okay. This doesn't say that I need to add the path subdirectory here when I'm using this. Are you sure that this isn't just Elle, hey, hello, how are you doing today? Maybe this is for, you're not in the same folder when you ran that though. I was in it. Oh, you're right. Maybe I should be in there. So let's do cd git objects 09. So let's try git cat file 098d. Is that right? Let's just try this again, just to make sure it's not off by like one character. Yeah, not a valid object name. So I don't think that's it. It was a good try. My understanding of this may be more, okay, so starting to get an idea. I wonder if, let's take this, let's get a SHA sum. Do I have like a SHA? I have a SHA sum, crafters, that. Let me try taking this. So git cat file. Okay, so it doesn't like that either. Japfo, hello. How are you doing today? The object SHA-1 includes the folder the object is in. So your SHA-1 starts with 0909. Oh, it's supposed to be 0909. Oh, you're right. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this would have been git cat file. So let's do git objects. Where am I? Yeah, there should be a git folder here. Oh, there's no tab autocomplete. Oh, that's too bad. 09, so then it would be that followed by this. Maybe it only needs the SHA. Okay, let's try only the SHA. There we go. Okay. So a bunch of interesting stuff. Okay. So that's what we needed. Yeah, so the SHA-1 does not include the actual path, just the additional 09. Yeah, that's interesting. Now I think they actually told me that, and I wasn't paying it. I didn't like grok that right away. I think they mentioned it somewhere in here. Yeah, the subdirectory is named with the first 2 characters of the SHA-1, and then the file name is the remaining 38 characters. That looks like a cargo lock. Yeah, so I wonder, yeah. Okay, so that's basically, it's a git commit, right? So it's committed and added that as an object. Okay, so it wants me to be able to, we need to implement that command now. So let's go up to our code. So here we have, okay, so if the commit, if the args is in it, I probably eventually want to like move this away to like be a match or something else, and like then function somewhere else that like does this work. Maybe for right now, let's get this to work. I am also not a fan of the auto return there. Let's do here. We'll just do an else if right now. So else if args1, and then we can refactor this after that we get the test passing and we're a little bit happier. Okay, so if args1 is equal to, it was cat-file. Now what's interesting is that it was cat-file, and then we also needed this -p command, which sounds to me like, okay, well now we need to check to see if args2 is the p. So if args2 equals, was it -p? So already this is not looking great. I don't like this structure here, but we can fix that. Okay, so the first job is just to get it working. And then we're gonna take in a hash. Okay, so then we're gonna take in, we want this to exist. So let's just do like let our hash is equal to args3. Now this might be empty, right? Like if I don't pass it anything. So let's start with like just a print line, just to sort of, actually let's do a debug. I just want to see what this hash is. Oh, cannot move out of here. What are you doing? You're moving out. Oh, yeah, I've never been moving out here. Let's see. I don't need to move out. Can I just do an Aster? That makes me happier. Okay, so I want to cargo build this. Let's come back over to, this is not a real get. So this'll be fine. We can do a cargo run cat file -p, and then let's add it in this entire thing again. Okay, so we've got our hash. Excellent. Now, of course, that might be empty, right? Like, okay, what happens if I don't pass it anything? If I just say -p, yeah, okay, we get an error. I think so far it's okay with us crashing if it doesn't exist. I could probably do like a get in here and like handle the error. But the exercises I don't think handle that. Like, I think they're just sort of like, hey, just don't worry about that. We're just gonna get this to work. Okay, so we get our hash. What do we want to do with this hash? We want to, well, we know where this is going. We need to open up. So once we have the hash, let's get the first 2 characters of the hash. And the rest as the file name. So, get the first 2 characters. Okay, so the first 2 characters of the hash are the folder name. And the last and the rest are the file name. Okay, so let folder name is going to be equal to, we just want the first 2, right? So we could just do hash, can I get a slice of 0.2? And then the rest of it is going to be let file name is equal to hash 2 ... Can't remember if that gives me to the end or not. The size values are not known for stir. Ooh. Do I have to do this off the string? Because it doesn't actually know how big that is. So if I like clone you. No, you're still unhappy with that. We just ran into this and I forgot how I'm supposed to deal with that. Let's see. What do I want to do with this? I don't necessarily want to clone it. We can go take a look at what we figured out how to deal with it. Let's see. So if I get the hash, no, oh right, I could just get a slice of it. I'm not okay. Not taking ownership of it. That's what it was. Okay, so then you are file name. I want hash, and then you need to the end. So I think that means we need to go to the hash.length -1. or to the end? Oh, yeah, that's wrong. I misread the error message. Okay, there we go. So theoretically, yeah, you're right. I didn't see the parentheses for that. I just saw the error and I thought it was the same error up here. I was like, okay, well, read the error message. That would be helpful. All right, so let's debug out folder name and file name. Okay, back down to here. Let's rerun this. Okay, folder name is that 09, and then the rest is 098. Yeah, okay, so that's successful. That's good. Now what I can do is you can commit this, and it doesn't grade you until you push up. So I could do things like git commit, like, you know, got the folder name and file names. So I can save my work as I go. Why did the compile? Okay, yeah. So if I'm not borrowing here, it's trying to get like an actual just stir out as opposed to a string, like as opposed to a reference to someplace else. It doesn't know how big or anything else that this is. I don't remember exactly why, like what the behind the scenes for that. So I don't know if I can fully answer that. More of like, I just want a string slice of this as opposed like, and I want to leave this here. So like the hash is what we're reading from, as opposed to I want to create a new thing that's all on its own, that's fully owned. So I don't remember the short answer is I don't remember why for the why it can't like create its own string from that. A stir is an unsized type, essentially just a pointer. A string slice includes the length of the reference as well. Excellent. Okay, so that answers the question. Thank you, Japfo. Okay, so we get that debug folder. Okay, so we now have the folder and the file name. The next thing, well, what do we want to do with this? We need to open up the object. So we need to go find that object and open it up. So let's see. It's been a while since we've done any FS type stuff. So if I do FS, now there's open options, there's file. I don't know if access to an open file, to an open file in the system. And so if I read or written to, okay, so we could do file, so okay, file create. I probably want to do file open. Okay, file open, path. So we know that this path, now, should I use the path? Is path a part of the standard, or is that a separate crate? So I think I would need to do something like that folder, like I guess like path. We know that this is going to be in git objects folder name file name. That's what we want. So open that. Sure, we're doing unwrap a lot. That's fine. So this is going to be our object is now equal to this. Okay. Okay, so we have our object. I want to, what do we actually need to do? Do we need to print out the contents? Yeah, print out the binary data that the blob contains. So print out whatever is in there. So in this case, once I have the object, is it just print line that it wants us to do? Oh, and we need to not use a new line at the very end. Which... I feel like that... I wonder if the file has a new line. And that's why it ends up on a new line down here. Okay, so I want to print out the contents. Object dot, I can get this. What can I do? We can read. Read exact. I don't think I want read at. Okay, we need to go take a look at file because I forget how to use file. Nope, that's Huck Docker. I want... Okay, stop it. Want. Let's go to here. Here. Okay, so from there... Okay, we've opened a file. That gives me a result file. Yeah, so I've got a result file. Art Winnin, hello, how are you doing today? And Art Winnin, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's trade. Okay, so we have read. We have two reads. Oh, okay, read for the reference to the file or the file itself. So we just have the file. Read, pull some bytes from the source into the specified buffer, returning how many bytes were read. That will do everything, right? Oh, here, let's do read the string. So that means I need let mute. This is going to be like the content. Create a new string, object, read to string. Oh, do you need to be also mutable? Yeah, object needs to be mutable. And then once we have that, I want to print this out. Now I need to do a print line without a new line at the end. So we'll start with print line. And this is going to be content. Just sort of see what this is. Oh, you have a result that we need to handle, so we're going to handle it in the best way possible and unwrap. Oh yeah, this is probably compressed, isn't it? This is probably not going to work at all. Yeah. I wonder... This might break my... Printing a compressed string out might actually break my terminal, won't it? Just print it anyways? Sure, let's let it fly. Let's save you. Let's also... Okay. About to print compressed data. YOLO. Okay, so then I want to do a cargo run. Yes, okay, stream did not contain valid UTF-8. Okay, so it can't just throw that into, what is it called? I can't just throw this into a string. Le Clown flew. Wait, I've already said hello, right? Well, regardless, hello again. Russ wins again. Yeah, they're I guess this is runtime yelling at me on it because it was the unwrap that didn't work. I know, it's like when I'm tired, I forget who I've said hello to sometimes. So sorry about that. The task asked for binary data, but the thing when we run this ourselves, it prints out the actual like contents of this. It's expected to print out the binary data that the blob contains. Whatever that means. However, okay, so they're recommending that we use the FLATE2 crate to read the compressed files. And you've included it in. So here's the FLATE2 crate. So decompression. We need a decoder. Oh, and then we could do read to string. I guess that, okay, so it reads bytes. Okay, so let's read, yeah, let's read it to an array of bytes, essentially. So instead of string new, let's do, I guess we'll just do a vec. And then, what is it? It's a vec of U8, I think. Oh, but we can't, okay, so this is just gonna have to be read to, yeah, vec of U8 goes in here. Okay, that makes sense. Now U doesn't implement display. Okay, that's fine. So then the next thing is we have these bytes. I want to create the let's put these all together. Let mute. This is going to be the extracted. And you're okay, so I have you be as mute. We're gonna need to do this D. So okay, we need a GZ decoder. So that's from Flate read GZ decoder. Okay, so we need GZ decoder. So let decoder GZ. Okay, so read decoder new, and we pass it the content. Oh, I guess like as bytes is not the same thing then. Okay. I need this to work for is not okay, so read is not implemented for standard IO read is not implemented for U8. Interesting. Okay. Oh, it needs a reference. Is that all? No, it doesn't like that. But it's close. Close. Okay, so now I think I saw that there's some different new on here. There's some choices that we could have. So compress. Remove that print. 33 more? Sure, let's remove the print. Oh, you think that was causing it? Okay, so do that. Then I want, okay, this is gonna give us a decoder. Okay, so decoder equals, okay, don't do that. GZ decoder. So we have buffer read. So okay, now this takes a vec 8. I think I might want a buffer read. Oh, but there's also, okay, just flat to read decoder just also takes in a vec of u8. Okay, so then maybe this is right. So decoder, new content.
All right, let's bring that beat back.
So tree bound vec of u8. Read is not satisfied. It's not implemented. Okay, so maybe this would be the reference. Nope, it doesn't like that. As slice instead? Sure, let's try as slice. Ooh, it likes that. Okay, so what does slice do? It gives us, oh, it just gives us a reference of a slice T. Okay. So that's what it wants. Okay, okay. So that gives us this D. Now I want to read to string and hand it a new string. So we have the extracted content like that. All right, so. Oh, also the order here is really important. This needs to go after you. Okay, so basically we read the object into the content. Then we want to read, so decoder, read to string with the extracted content. Unwrap you. Decoder needs to be mutable. And then we can print this. So we can do a print line now. We know that this is not the right way to do this because it told us, hey, this is gonna like add in an extra new line at the end, but let's not worry about that right this second. Let's just go ahead and see if we can get the extracted content variable. Now we know exactly what we're expecting to get out of this. So if I do this as from get cat file with that, this is what we get. And then I want to do the cargo run cat file. Invalid gzip header. Okay. I think it told us. What are these? Are they gzip? No, they're using zlib. I need to tell Flate2 to use zlib. Do I need the zlib decoder instead? Oh yeah, because that gzip decoder, that makes sense. So zlib decoder, that's what it is. So I want this instead. Let's find out. Albert, hello, how are you doing today? And cargo run. We got it, okay. And now notice, we do have an extra line here at the bottom. So this is not, we're not there yet. Let's go ahead and save what we got. Okay, so this one we have main. What do we do? So we are decoding and printing out the what is it called? We're decoding and printing out the object, but we need to do it with a new line. You're helping a friend making a DVD inventory system in Express. Nice. Okay, so print line. I don't think we can use print line, but there's some other systems that we can use that will help us not use a new line, or we have to find like what we can do with print. Now I think there's equivalent to the print line macro, except that a new line is not printed at the end of the message. So we just want the print macro. That's it. That's as simple. Just want that. Well, okay. That was a git commit. I wanted this one. There we go. Okay, excellent. Now, as soon as we pass the test, it moves us on to the next thing. So I kind of want to break these out into their own files now, because if we do like another challenge with this is gonna suck. And I have a little bit of time before the end of the stream today, so let's break this out. And I kind of want, let's see, I think using a match on this is going to be better. And then I want maybe files. So let's do a new file. We want a source. Let's create like a lib.rs. In here, we are going to want another thing that's going to hold. So I'm okay with having like the match on here. That's gonna like figure out what the arg is gonna be, and then lib can maybe like just be a hub that like brings in the other modules, essentially, like the init module. So we want a new, and we'll just call this init.rs. Go to our lib. We'll do a pub mod init. You're not used in the tree yet, so I probably have to do a use what is this called? This is called build. Okay, so let's go find. Oh, get started Rust. Does that mean everything becomes lower snake case? It's like get started Rust. Let's just copy that. Yeah, so here, that's how I can bring in init with that. What are you doing for the database Mongo? No database for this one. So in this case, like the challenge that we're working on with here, we don't need a database at all. Would it be possible to set up the match so we don't need that if else letter checking for every valid command name? Like it assumes only commands named in a code base is valid. I think so. Oh, that question was for Albert. Sorry about that. I didn't get that. I get confused easily. Sorry about that. Okay, we'll figure this out. So let's start with pulling this out here. Going to init, and we're going to do a pub function init. And that's just what this does. So, okay. Let's go back to main, and we'll start by now calling init like that. Okay. Now, this is going to be interesting. So this is what you're talking about. So we don't have to do this like if, like double if in here, right? Because like we have cat file, and then we also need to know like what the next argument is. If we switched over to using an actual CLI parsing tool, this would probably make this a lot easier. Okay, so let's first start by just taking this and we'll throw this into, okay, let me just yank in case I lose it. So new file, we're gonna write this to, this is, what is that called? We have objects. Oh, so it's cat file. So we have write cat file .s. I don't know why that can't find it. I probably need to restart the LRS. Kane Farmer, hello, how are you doing today? This language is called Rust. Okay, so in here we want to do a pub function. Okay, so in cat file we have what is the actual p command? What is that really called? That's pretty print the contents of the object. Okay, so pretty print. So pretty print all right, so pub function pretty print, we get all these things done. Now we need the, okay, so what I do need is this args3. So I do need the hash, which is going to be, I guess in this case we'll just make it a string that we're passing in, so we don't need that anymore, which is gonna be fine. Then here in main, we're gonna get the hash and we're gonna call pretty print from here. Okay, so use get starter Rust. I want cat file. Pretty print. Come on. Okay, now you're happy. It's like kind of helping me. Pretty print and then pass it in the hash. Okay, so I mean main looks a lot better now. So that's good. Then okay, so we uncommon first stage. Okay, so args vex string, we do that. If args one init. Okay, so now to make this look a little bit nicer, what I would love to do is we're going to match on args 1. Match on type string is not empty. What? So on, because like what do you give me? You give me, oh, vec of string. So I want as stir. Okay, so if for the first one, if you're in it, I then want to call init, and that's it. If you are cat file, now I don't think I could do something like cat file space, right? Because that is literally a second argument here, and all I have is cat file. So we have to do cat file, and then I have to check the next one. So it kind of sucks. So now we have to do this. There. And then we have this else that we're going to just do that. So in this case, everything else becomes a print that. Maybe cat file if args2 equals -p. Oh, yeah. Let's try that. I don't really use those like the more advanced match stuff too often. So let's try this. Cat file. Well, okay. Before I do that, let's just double check that this still works the way we expect it to, right? So I want to cargo run cat file, do this. File not found for module cat file. Okay, well that's clearly a problem. Do I save everything? It doesn't like cat file here. Yeah, I put cat file outside of source. That's not the correct place. Okay, hold on. Let's go to cat file, close the buffer, move cat file to source. Let's try this again. Okay, still some errors. In lib, okay, pubmod init. Oh yeah, we need to bring those in now. All right, let's first restart our LSP because it's really unhappy. Would definitely just make the whole cat file function that passes the args onto the rest. Oh, that would probably be a good idea. We have a cat file and then we just pass the rest of the args in. That would work. Thank you, Pomero, for the time check. Unresolved. I can't find module file init.rs. Did I do the same problem here? Yeah, init is outside of here too, so silly me. Let's go to init, buffer close, move init to source. I'm gonna try to get this all done here. Yeah, thank you, LeClown. We figured that out right at the same time that you told me that. LSP, we'll restart you. Okay, let's head into init. You have some problems here. So first of all, it needs to know fs. That's probably it. Okay, let's try this again. In cat file, okay, we need to know. The cat file, we need fs. And then I also need this thing. So import you from read. Okay. In cat file line 18, I need decoder, read string, import that. Okay. Init, not a function. Why is that not a function? Apparently, let's see, okay, main. Oh, init module. So then init function. Okay, there we go. Unresolved imports. Cannot find init. Are you sure? No, you're not sure. You're just Rest Analyzer having trouble with like things. Code Warrior, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so you're in Discord as Code Warrior. You're in the stream. Thank you. Also, hello. How are you doing today? Julian or Julian? Hello. How are you? Okay, so this is working. We can come back to here. Okay, so the idea was that we could maybe pass in everything else into cat file. So we'd probably want like a cat file and then pass in those other things. That's probably a good idea. So basically say, okay, we just do cat file and then we call cat file and we pass it in args2 essentially. So that works. Albert, thank you so much for the seven stream streak. Okay, so let's see. If I go to cat file, so we want a pub function cat file, then we just take in the args, which is a vec of string, but it's not really a vec of string, is it? We're going to do a string slice, aren't we? So we're going to do string. Would it be a stir? This doesn't seem right. I don't like it. Let me double check. So if I do cat file, args2, and yeah, we're out of time right now. I usually go over by a little bit. We're using the Rust programming language for this. And I'm from the United States, specifically Colorado. Okay, so I want cat file. Ooh, why did you go away? Let's do cat file, cat file. So instead of pretty print like this, we're going to call cat file and hand it a slice of what is it, args, and I want 2 and onward. Oh, extra one right there. Okay, you're okay. You're not okay up here, which I don't understand. Unresolved imports, which is like just being silly, because like it's clearly working. Okay, so then we go back to cat file, so we get this here, so it knows what that is, and then we're going to call. So I probably should have kept what this is. So we're gonna do if args of 0, so this one, if that is as stir, if that is equal to -p, then I want to pretty print. So we're just going to do pretty print, and we need the hash. So that would be the next one. So let our hash is going to be equal to args of 1. We'll clone you out and pass in the hash. We don't ever actually need to own the hash here, so this could be a stir, which means that this would be args of 1 as stir. Okay, unresolved imports, syntax error. Yes, you need a comma. Just the unresolved imports. Okay, so if I make sure everything is saved, we run this again, you're all good. Yeah, let's see. So we're gonna do a git add. So we're gonna do git commit. Hopefully this works because I don't have time to fix it if it doesn't. That'll be the next one. Michael, hello. How are you doing today? Am I gonna play? What would I be playing? So this is Rust, the programming language. So this is what we're working on. Let's see, get commit. Okay, so this is refactored to be nicer. Oh, Rust. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. So Rust the language is different than Rust the game. So I've booted up the game once before, but I've never really played it. Like I've never like left the beach or something like that. So sorry, I'm not a Rust streamer, as in I'm not a Rust game streamer, but I do stream a lot of Rust the programming language. Also, I don't work on the game Rust as a programmer. So sorry about that. I didn't mean to confuse you. Okay, let's see if this works. Test failed, no! Okay, is it because we have a bunch of warnings? I have a bunch of warnings in here. That's not helpful. Compilation successful. Okay, so it's successfully compiled it. Running tester stage 2, read a blob object. Got logs from your program will appear here. New line blob. Humpty, okay. Test failed. Try. Okay, so we're gonna have to start with this one next time to sort of see what's going on with this. Yeah, we have a bunch of unused imports because of the move around, but unfortunately I'm out of time, so I can't actually fix those right now. We'll have to fix that tomorrow morning. So here's the plan. This sort of like partnered, it's not really partnered stream, but more like a partnered series. I'll be doing this every single weekday morning when I can, which is most weekday mornings. We do a stream for about an hour and a half. It's before I go to my day job. So we can think of it sort of like a warming up for the day by building Git. We are, once again, thank you for Code Crafters for providing a free, what is it called? A free lifetime account for me. And then also I have a link to purchase this. If you're interested in this, if you like what you've seen, then go ahead and use that link. I have the description in YouTube, and then also I have a command for this here in Twitch. That being said, please don't feel any pressure to purchase this or go with it. We're gonna be doing this for a while, so if you're interested in this, then I'd love to sort of also hear your thoughts. I'll be on Discord in case you have any more questions about it. You can see how I'm going through it. We're doing a fairly hard one here, so you can sort of see what that looks like too. And then hopefully that helps out. Anyways, thank you again, everybody, for hanging out with me today. I'm going to go ahead and run off to my day job. So I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.